sorry, my colleagues apologize that I was unable to attend the study session. So at this point, from my understanding, that there's nothing to report out. So I'll go ahead and move for adjournment of the study session. That is my motion. Second. The second by Vice Chair Monica Garcia. Any objections? Seeing none, so moved. All right, thank you very much. All right, so at this point, I'd like to open up the Baldwin Park City Council regular meeting. Today's July the 17th, 2019, and the time is 7:15. So I believe Pastor Jackson or Pastor Flores, either or. Okay, if you could come up and lead us in with the invocation, followed by the flag salute. So I will ask all those that are able to stand to please do so at this time. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we come before you in the name of the Lord. Wisdom and knowledge comes from you. Baldwin Park City Council, the people that live here, that are working here, and we need your wisdom. We need your wisdom in the decisions that we make concerning this city. We need your wisdom in our police department in touching our police department, our fire department, all the first responders that are working to make us safe in this city, Lord God. And so therefore, we're asking you in touching our school district, Lord God, our young people, Lord God, putting your mighty hand upon them, Lord, that you will keep them safe from the dreadful drugs that are out there and distorting their minds, the gangs that's coming forth, and some of the killings that are taking place. We need you in our city. We need you touching the parents and the children coming together in unity in one another. We need you with our city businesses, Lord, that you will put your hand upon our businesses, Lord. And you said to acknowledge you in all of our ways, and you will direct our path. We are here looking for your decision, Lord. You put upon their minds with the right thing to do the right thing at the right time. In the name of the Lord we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this point, we'll face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you very much. At this point, I'll have the city treasurer or city clerk will conduct roll call. The city clerk, Gina Ayala. City treasurer, Maria Contreras. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos y bienvenidos. Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. Councilmember Alejandra Avila. Councilmember Paul Hernandez.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Monica Garcia.
Yes, here.
Mayor Manuel Lozano.
Present. Thank you very much. All right. Real quick, I just want to close on behalf of Manuel Roberto Salcido, who was a longtime resident of the city of Baldwin Park, who passed recently. And this was a person who was an icon in the city of Baldwin Park, who served as the East Side Little League coach for many, many years, and as well as the Roadrunners. He literally made an impact with hundreds of youth in our community that have grown up to be good role models in the city of Baldwin Park. I was able to attend the actual funeral services and the beautiful words that were shared by Manuel Jr. and all the family members that were present. So I was honored to be there and to be able to share words from a person who made a major impact in the city of Baldwin Park. As I said there at that particular funeral, that what we want to do, Maddie, is we want to set up an actual tree planting for him, so that his plaque is at Morgan Park, along with the other trees of individuals that have shared, that had literally, I should say, that have literally impacted our community as Mr. Emmanuel Roberto Salcido has. So, Mrs. Salcido, I know you're here present. My deepest condolences to your family, Raquel, and everyone that's here today. And hopefully we'll do that within the next month so that we all gather together and plant this tree and place the actual plaque so that we could continue to remember the great life and, of course, his immense contribution to the city of Baldwin Park. So thank you on behalf of the city of Baldwin Park to the Salcido family, and we look forward in being there present with each and every one of you. And I know you have a large family that was there, and literally many people that were up there sharing beautiful stories of this beautiful icon. And he also served in the armed services as well. So as a veteran, we also salute him as well. Thank you on behalf of the city of Baldwin Park. All righty, so at this point, council members have anything they wish to share? No one? Oh, that's the first one. All right, so at this point, we do not have any presentations, so we're going to go ahead and go into the public communications. So anyone wishing to speak, you have approximately 3 minutes. Thank you, good evening.
Mayor, if I could just
Yes.
add one thing
Yes,
before we
Councilman
start to speak.
Pacheco. Yes, sir.
First of all, I welcome everybody here. It's good to see all of you here to share your concerns. But also, if you're going to speak, if you speak in English, it's you get 3 minutes. But if you need, you're going to speak in Spanish, it's 6 minutes, because you have 3 minutes to speak in Spanish, and then the rest could be translated either by someone you know or the city will do it for you. Okay, thank you.
All right, real quick, before I forget, just forgot something, to open up the Finance Authority and the Housing Authority concurrently as well. So that's my motion. Second, any objections? Seeing none, so move. All right, so at this point, we'll revert back to the public communication. Please state your name. You have approximately 3 minutes. Good evening.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. My name is Luvi Alvaso, and I had a quick question to the entire City Council, if you guys received my letter that I sent last week, as I didn't get a response.
Okay. All right, we'll address it at the end.
Okay, so what I wanted to do is, number one, I'm here, I'd like to, I just want to know if you did get it. If you didn't, I'll just read it to you. If not, then I have to.
Well, you know what, go ahead.
Hold on, let me just-
Hold on. How long is the
tell
letter? Is it, can you read
Short.
it? All right, go ahead. That's fine. So the council members that had not read. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to add before I know you're
Sure.
speak,
Let's stop
because
the clock.
he did
Let's
ask
stop the clock. Hold on.
ask a question. And yes, I did meet with some of your members earlier. I did receive your letter, and it's being considered. It was in closed session, so we really can't talk about it.
Sure.
But your items are being considered. But if you could read your letter for the public.
I appreciate that, Councilmember Ricardo.
Thank you.
If you could start the clock, and then I can just.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not going to read the letter, but just to go real quick, my name's Luvi Alvaso. I'm the Principal Officer and Secretary Treasurer with Teamsters Local 630. If I may, can the members and residents stand up, please, from 630?
Thank you.
Thank you. The reason I'm here is we're here representing not just your constituents, but our members. We have several hundred members in the city of this great city. And the reason we're here is we're here in support. First of all, I want to thank you and commend you for passing the ordinance for cannabis. Obviously, it has a bad name out there, and we already know the discussion regarding that. The whole purpose of me being here is that we are here to support the creation of good jobs, right? We have several applicants that went through this process, and unfortunately, it is not a playing field. And what we are asking you basically is for you to be able to provide these applicants the opportunity to get their certificate of occupancy so that they can be able to do what it's best and do the job, bring the taxpayers some money. At this point right now, they're not being able to do that. I think it's something reasonable based the circumstances that have happened. The Teamsters have entered into a great partnership with them, which is going to bring good jobs to this city with good wages, good benefits. And that's something that you, as a mayor and the city council, that is something that is great for these residents here. But please give them the opportunity to be on the same playing field. So I ask that you guys grant that. Also, we look forward to speaking with you after the meeting if you're available.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you taking your time and being here. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Council. My name is Jay Cortez. I'm spokesperson for the Baldwin Park Cannabis Association, here in solidarity with our brothers and sisters of Local 630 Teamsters. And I did want to thank the Council for hearing us out, specifically Council members Pacheco and Avila, for hearing our concerns and making their time available. The purpose of the BPCA is to act as an entity that collaborates effectively with local government for the sake of economic development of the local cannabis industry, to benefit and bring much needed funds to benefit area residents. Each member of the BPCA has been compliant with the request of this body to become a legal and licensed distributor in the city of Baldwin Park. However, our members are now facing crippling delays in becoming operational. To date, only one approved distributor, Rookley Incorporated, has not only been allowed to fully operate exclusively, but they're also exempt in paying any mitigation fees. We find the preferential treatment of one operator over others not only to be unjust, but to be detrimental to the economic and true potential of the city. Our members were asked and agreed to pay $220,000 each in mitigation fees. And they were also offered opportunities to operate as well, only to find this offer to be rescinded shortly after. The BPCA and the Teamsters of Local 630 request that you respectfully reconsider allowing our members to acquire a commercial cannabis distribution license. We also ask that you consider employing methods used in neighboring cities and allow for the payment of the mitigation fees to be due 90 days or whatever window you deem fit after the certificate of occupancy is granted, to ease the already heavy burden on our operators with their startup costs and to ensure that they're successful. To date, BPCA members have spent $12.5 million in things like application fees, professional services, rent, and purchase of required real estate to operate as initially agreed, only to find their efforts stifled by not only the exclusive distribution granted to Rookley, but also finding issues with city staffing and also other unforeseen processing delays. Now, members of the council, despite the difficulties, we're here today not solely with a message of understandable frustration, but with the spirit of supportive partnership in your conduct in the business of this city. As a collective of professionals in our industry, we implore that you revisit and please reconsider your decision and honor that initial commitment to allow our members to become vital contributors to the local economy and to become trusted partners in your mission to promote ethical business practice, create good-paying union jobs, and also to be trusted stewards of prosperity for the residents of Baldwin Park. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cortez. Appreciate that, sir.
Good evening. My name is Nicholas Hernandez. I'm a resident of Baldwin Park. I've lived here 32 years, all my life. And I just want to say that I'm against Planned Parenthood and all that. I think we need more young people. We need more choices in life, not just when people are afraid they turn to abortion. I think it's a mistake, and I think it's going down a path that's not healthcare. It's not anything good for our city, for our community. And I mean, our populations are diminishing in general. Like, we have less young people, and I think there's a lot of young people that are against it. And I just want to speak on that behalf. And I just feel like, I mean, most of us here are Catholic, most of us here are Christian, and I mean, it's against our morals, against what we've been taught, and we shouldn't turn away from that. I also feel that it's going to bring things that aren't good for our city. And I just think it's going to be the wrong direction. So if you guys could like reconsider on that, I don't know what process or what phase that you guys are in, but I mean, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting every day. Like, we've been protesting, and we're going to continue to, regardless. I mean, we're voters, and we're going to vote for the change that we believe in. And we're going to stick to what we think is right. And I mean, I voted for you guys in the past, and I don't see myself voting for you guys in the future. Quite the opposite. I think I will try to get other people to vote against you guys, or whoever voted for that. And yeah, I mean, I'm a parishioner at St. John the Baptist, and I think there's a lot of people from St. John the Baptist here too, and we feel pretty strongly about that. And I pray for everybody involved, and people that feel like they don't have a choice in life. And I hope you guys have wisdom, like the pastor was saying, to know what's right and what's wrong, and just make choices that are going to serve the public. You know, I mean, at some point, you guys all joined to serve the community, and I mean, you guys done some wonderful things for Baldwin Park. I know, like a lot of changes have happened in the city that I'm grateful for, and a lot of good stuff. But I mean, I think this is the wrong direction that we're going in now, and That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, appreciate that.
Mayor, before we go
Yes,
on,
go ahead.
can we have the audio check? I just got a few messages that the live audio is not working. We can't hear it. If you could check it really quick, please.
Are we good to go? Oh, they're checking, okay, all right. All right, so, okay, go ahead. So, are we okay with the mic? All right, come on up. That's fine, thank you.
My name is Teresa, and I'm a resident of Baldwin Park, and I've been a resident for many years. I actually went to school here, DeAnza School, Service to Junior High, high school. Went away for a little while, but came back and purchased a house here. So I know what a great city this is. And I'm a little nervous, but I didn't say good evening, council members, Mayor Lozano. I come here to stop Planned Parenthood, just like the gentleman said right before me. A couple of weeks ago, we participated in the walk, United in Christ, and a lot of you showed up, which was great to see. We really appreciate that. We appreciate that you were there, not only as our dignitaries, but as caring people of faith. So we united, and we here, and you see a lot of us wearing red, and a lot of us are not here because there's actually a mass going on with Bishop O'Connell at our parish. But those of you that are here to fight to stop Planned Parenthood, please raise your hand. There's a multitude of us. We have over 2,000 signatures and petitions. We have our lead. She has a whole binder full of signatures of people, that are against Planned Parenthood. There's a lot of solutions other than bringing a new clinic, that provides various services, but the most concerning to us is abortion. We looked up to see if there are permits, if there are business license for this facility, and we noticed that there's a couple of things missing where then we really would like your help, and help for us to stop, to have Planned Parenthood here in Baldwin Park. That facility is really close to our schools, our school district, and a major concern with our youngsters. I know I have children, and they're all over 12 years old. I don't have the option to take a look at their test results, medical records, or anything without them being there. Now that really concerns me because if they chose to do things outside of their norm, my daughter, if she were to get pregnant and decides to get an abortion, I wouldn't know about it. That's concerning. So I leave you here because there's a lot of presenters, but I do want to say that there are options for that specific location because it's zoned for commercial. We can go ahead and get additional housing units. And it's around the area for the specific plan that you already designated that area. So I really do hope that you consider another option rather than having another clinic that performs abortions near and in our loving city, Baldwin Park. Thank you.
Good evening, representatives of the city and members of the city council. My name is Judy Saki. I am here also to voice opposition to the Planned Parenthood. I am presenting you tonight with 901 signatures from members of St. Anthony's Parish in San Gabriel. We are bisected by the San Bernardino Freeway, which means that people who live within our parish boundaries are only 10 to 15 minutes away from the proposed Planned Parenthood site. Because this facility would impact people from our community, we are here tonight. We oppose the Planned Parenthood for 3 reasons. Number one, they are the #1 provider of abortions in our country. However, a lot of citizens, a large percentage, do not want this to occur because they believe that abortion is the killing of an unborn child. Number two, Planned Parenthood is the leading provider of products and services that promote a sexual lifestyle that is considered by many to be immoral. They focus on our youth, teaching them the supposedly easy way to enjoy sex as they wish. Planned Parenthood is infiltrating our schools and youth events, and most parents are not even aware of this situation. 3, Planned Parenthood is surrounded by controversy. Clinics nationwide have faced protests and poor publicity. Many have closed. Planned Parenthood has been charged with selling body parts. This past year, the evil of Planned Parenthood was shown in the movie screens under the movies called Unplanned and Gosnell. Just yesterday, the president of Planned Parenthood resigned. Yes, she was citing internal turbulence of an organization that can't even agree on its focus. So this is not a stable organization. Today, their very existence is threatened as state and national governments are working to cut their funding. We ask you to Google Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. She advocated for eugenics, elimination of the feeble-minded. She was racist. She said, we don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. She said that. So my question to you, members of the City Council, is this. Do you and the City of Baldwin Park really want to invite this type of dubious business and controversy into your city? Does Baldwin Park need another women's clinic? I have 35 gynecologists here in the City of Baldwin Park. There's one across the street from the proposed site. We don't need any more. Couldn't the city better use their space as it was suggested for homelessness? I ask you seriously, please consider the consequences of having Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park and do all that you can to assure that this clinic does not come to your city. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I give you these 901 signatures on the list of the 39, or how many was it? 36 gynecologists in the city. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We'll hand them over to our city treasurer.
Sorry, Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
We have that network change again.
Okay.
We're
the
getting
network.
a network error when they're logging on to the system. Residents are getting a network error on there. Sorry about that.
All right, so what's going on with the, oh,
The website is getting a network error.
oh. All right, let's go ahead and go, next speaker, please. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, miembros del Concilio de Baldwin Park. Mi nombre es Patricia Varela. Soy un residente de aquí de Baldwin Park.
Okay, Lisa, un momento. Who's translating?
Good afternoon. My name is Patricia. I'm sorry, I didn't get her last name.
Varela.
Varela, and I'm here. I'm a longtime resident here to speak on Planned Parenthood.
Así es, estoy aquí para hablar en contra del Planned Parenthood que están planeando abrir aquí en Baldwin Park. Quiero informarles que el Planned Parenthood está siendo investigado por el FBI y el Departamento de Justicia porque se ha comprobado que el Planned Parenthood está destrozando y vendiendo las piezas de esas criaturas. Y yo les pregunto, si ustedes están apoyando a Planned Parenthood, ¿tienen un lugar aquí donde vayan a tirar esas piezas de los babies, donde las cabeza, pies y todo vaya a terminar en un lugar?
Un momento, go ahead.
I'm here to speak in opposition of Planned Parenthood. It is being investigated by the FDA and just judicial system. If you're in support of this, do you have a place to store all the pieces and parts of the babies that are being mutilated?
Y al mismo tiempo, yo soy residente de Baldwin Park por más de 30 años y he votado por ustedes. Mi familia ha votado por ustedes. Y si ustedes no van a ser pro vida, ustedes no merecen estar en esa silla. Y
I am a longtime resident and longer than 30 years. I've voted for you and my family has voted for you. And if you are not pro-life, then you don't have the right to sit on that seat.
y el 2020 viene, muchos de ustedes van a ser reelectos, van a correr, y si ustedes no son pro vida y no están con nosotros, nosotros no los vamos a apoyar. Si quieren estar y su decisión es apoyar a Planned Parenthood, ellos los van a tener que apoyar, y si así como Planned Parenthood va a salir de Baldwin Park, a igual que ustedes van a tener que salir.
2020 is closely approaching. If you will run again, and if you are not pro-life, we will not support you. You will have to have Planned Parenthood support you, and if Planned Parenthood is here, you will have to leave.
So, por favor, les pido que consideren a los residentes de Baldwin Park. Nosotros no queremos esta clínica, no queremos abortos aquí. Nuestra juventud, le podemos hablar de otras cosas, pero el aborto está al alcance de la mano de ellos y nosotros no lo vamos a permitir. Tenemos muchas firmas, aquí estamos colectando firmas, que muchos de nosotros estamos de acuerdo que no queremos en Baldwin Park un Planned Parenthood, y como les repito, voté por ustedes. Pero ahora que sé exactamente quién es pro vida y quién no es pro vida, no cuenten con mi voto si es que no me van a apoyar a mí y a todos los residentes de Baldwin Park.
All right. Go ahead.
Sorry, hold on. We don't want this clinic here. We don't want any abortions. Our youth doesn't need these clinics. We have signatures who are against this clinic, and don't count my vote if you are not pro-life.
So, por favor, les pido, ustedes no dejarían entrar a su familia, a su casa, a un extraño. Ustedes nos dicen, keep Baldwin Park beautiful. Yo quiero seguir teniendo Baldwin Park beautiful. Y esa clínica de Planned Parenthood no me hace ni nada beautiful aquí en mi ciudad. So, les pido, por favor, que consideren estas voces. Esos babies no tienen voces. Yo estoy aquí para ser la voz de esos niños. No voy a dejar que maten a ninguno. Y si tengo que morir por salvar a estos niños, lo haré. Porque si ninguno de ustedes es lo suficientemente valiente para defender a estos niños, no solo yo, estas personas que están atrás de mí, los vamos a defender.
So please, I plead, do not let them in. Keep Baldwin Park beautiful. That is your slogan. I don't think that the clinic will keep Baldwin Park beautiful. Babies don't have a voice, and if you are not brave enough to defend the unborn like the rest of us here, we are brave enough to stand up.
So, por favor, consideren esto, y nosotros, como dijo el muchachito Hernández y como dijo Judy, tenemos suficientes clínicas aquí que pueden proveer ese servicio. No queremos una clínica de abortos. No necesitamos una clínica de abortos. No vamos a apoyar una clínica de abortos. So, por favor, les pido que estén de nuestro lado y no del lado de esa clínica. Tal vez no tengan todo el poder para detener eso, pero sí pueden quitarles su ayuda, dejarles bien claro que no van a tener apoyo de nada de ustedes, y les aseguro que se van a ir, pero rapidito.
Like the other speaker said, we have enough clinics who provide various services, and we do not support this clinic. Maybe you don't have all the power to eliminate this clinic, but you can voice that you are in opposition, and they will leave right away.
Muchas gracias, les agradezco su atención.
Thank you.
Thank you for your attention.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es José Mendoza. Tengo 2 años y medio viviendo aquí en Baldwin Park y estoy enamorado de esta ciudad. Amo esta ciudad.
Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Jose Mendoza. I have been living here for 2 years, and I am in love with the city.
Quiero hablar particularmente de 2 tipos de personas: persona humana y hombre o mujer. Persona humana es aquella que todos los días se esfuerza por adquirir valores, virtudes, para ser mejor persona y desarrollarse, y dar esos valores, esos dones, esa ayuda a la comunidad. Pero también quiero hablar de lo que es una persona, hombre o mujer. Se define como del género nada más, es decir, género animal. ¿Qué pasa con ese tipo de personas que no desarrollan valores, que no desarrollan virtudes? su forma de pensar es esta. ¿Qué hace un animal? Come, duerme, se divierte, se protege. Una persona también lo hace. La diferencia es que el animal protege sus crías y el hombre las mata. Ese es un acto infrahumano. O sea que estamos pensando por debajo de los animales. No creo que sea posible.
I'm here to speak about two different types of humans. The first one is people who are humans, and the second one is a man and a woman. The human strives to provide values, and women and men, they are defined like animals who don't progress. They just sleep and eat. But the difference is that animals actually protect their youngs, and humans have not been doing this. Therefore, humans are beneath animals.
Ahora, sobre la manipulación. La manipulación equivale a manejar. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Únicamente son susceptibles de manejo los objetos. Yo puedo tirar este papel o lo puedo juntar. Es un objeto, estoy en mi derecho, lo puedo hacer. Entonces, la manipulación equivale a manejar una persona o un grupo de personas con el fin de manejarlos fácilmente, de dominarlos. Entonces, ese tipo y ese trato con las personas es un rebajamiento de nivel y es un envilecimiento.
Also, manipulation equals to, sorry, I didn't really get everything, but an object that can be dominated over, such as people. So I guess he's trying to say that people have been manipulated and manipulated over Planned Parenthood.
Ahora, en la iglesia de Baldwin Park, aquí en San Juan Bautista, nos enseñan a ser personas humanas, nos enseñan a obedecer, y nosotros tenemos 3 directrices en la ciudad que debemos obedecer: familia, civil y la iglesia. El padre para nosotros es un superior, ustedes son superiores, un policía es un superior, tenemos que obedecerlo, señales de tránsito, nos enseñan a ser personas humanas, y en la familia igual, de la misma manera. Entonces, no somos una masa que nos dejamos manejar, somos personas que somos inteligentes y que vamos a formarnos para ser buenos ciudadanos. Entonces, ese lugar de Planned Parenthood es alguien que destroza las familias. Entonces, ustedes, yo no creo que vayan a apoyar a personas que piensan de una manera peor que animal.
The church teaches us to believe in civil family life, and the priest is higher than us. We are not just a mass that is easily manipulated. We are civil people who think, and Planned Parenthood destroys us, and they want us to think like animals.
Ahora, si quieren pruebas, por ejemplo, los puedo compartir. Cuando el ADN del hombre y el ADN de la mujer se fusionan, hay una macrocélula. Esa macrocélula se va al útero, donde no le quita ninguna cosa al ser humano que van a hacer. Desde ese momento es un ser humano, está comprobado por la biología. El mismo ADN que está en la fusión del ADN de mamá y de papá es la misma ADN que va a tener a los 6 meses dentro del útero, el mismo ADN que va a tener a los 6 años, a los 18, de muerto y después de muerto.
If you want proof, I can provide that. When DNA from a woman and a man is fused together and united, it goes into the woman's uterus and becomes a human. It has been proven scientifically. The same DNA that is in that cell is also shown to be the same component while they grow at their age, they're 6, whether they're adults or when they die.
Ahora yo soy un católico, voy a hablar de la fe y les voy a compartir en qué momento entra el soplo divino para que nosotros tengamos vida. En el momento de la concepción está el soplo de vida. Nosotros somos formados de la tierra. Entonces ahí está la mano de Dios en nosotros. Somos seres humanos desde el momento de la concepción. Inteligencia y voluntad. ¿Por qué? Porque ese feto, porque esa célula tiene un movimiento inteligente. Desde ese momento somos seres humanos y quien quien se oponga a ese dicho de que no somos seres humanos está en contra de la biología y en contra de la fe.
I am Catholic and have faith. The moment of conception, God puts his hands there. The fetus has movement and intelligence, and whomever doesn't believe that is not human or not intelligent.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Girasol Hernandez Escobedo. I am a registered nurse working here in the San Gabriel Valley, and I would like to today come here and oppose the new opening of a proposed Planned Parenthood facility here in Baldwin Park. As a registered nurse, I have seen, as well as my other colleagues that work in emergency departments, young ladies come in to the emergency departments from botched abortions, as well as from the after effects of consuming the abortion pill. And Planned Parenthood services provide these medications to these women without proper informed consent. Baldwin Park is a community with vulnerable population. We are a minority community, and having this facility provide these services without proper informed consent is not proper health care. So I would like to urge you that you could please do whatever you can to not open a Planned Parenthood here in Baldwin Park. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Mayor Lozano,
Good evening.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia, Council Members Avila and Pacheco, Hernandez. My name's Frank Ebner, and I'm here tonight to talk about defending human life in Baldwin Park. Tonight we're talking about a new property owner in Baldwin Park, namely Planned Parenthood. All my life I've had a firm belief in defending the dignity and rights of every human being. And in February 2017, the City Council of Baldwin Park unanimously adopted a resolution declaring the city a sanctuary city for all in our community. At that time, Councilman Pacheco stated that we need to join together to make sure that we, this city, protect all because it impacts all of us. Father Michael Gutierrez, pastor at St. John the Baptist here in Baldwin Park, stated on the night of the vote, "It's really important to hear the City Council make it very clear this intention. Quote, our people need to know there's trust in this room, there's trust outside this room, and we're working toward that. Our city, the City Council, each of you had the opportunity to adopt a resolution declaring this city, Baldwin Park, a sanctuary city for all human beings, especially the most vulnerable human beings. Our fellow brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters, our grandchildren, our neighbors, growing in the womb. These are the most vulnerable. They're the voiceless. Our future students in our schools are fellow human beings. If 10 abortions are performed every day at Planned Parenthood here in Baldwin Park, more than 3,650 human lives will have been lost in our city. Is this what we call a sanctuary city? Let there be no mistake. Planned Parenthood is the #1 abortion provider in the United States, and according to their own records, in 2015, they performed over 323,999 abortions. They were founded by Margaret Sanger, a person who was proud to endorse Nazi Germany's policy of killing human beings because they were deemed unfit for life, because of the color of their skin, because of their ethnicity, because of their religion or their disability. She started what she called the Negro Project to reduce the African American population. And today, 80% of Planned Parenthood clinics are in low-income, poverty-stricken neighborhoods, Black and Latino neighborhoods. The #1 endangered baby right now in the United States is a minority baby, so African American and Latino. That's us here in Baldwin Park. Is this the type of business we want in our community? Please consider the consequences. Consider our children, consider our future. Stand up and provide sanctuary for the most vulnerable. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Salvador Zuno, and I'm here today to speak out against Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Planned Parenthood is currently under investigation by both the Department of Justice and the FBI for its role in harvesting and selling fetal tissue, and I have a couple of questions for you and the audience to consider. Is the proposed new Planned Parenthood going to do chemical abortions? What about surgical abortions? What will happen to the baby body parts from the surgical abortions? Is Baldwin Park zoned to have human body parts go down our sewage system? Who will pick up the baby body parts? How will they dispose of the baby bodies? And now I have a 5-point argument that everyone who is pro-choice must face. 1, it is morally wrong to kill innocent human beings. 2, a fetus is an innocent human being. 3, abortion kills a fetus. 4, therefore, abortion kills an innocent human being. And 5, in conclusion, abortion is morally wrong. Now, people have a predisposition to focus on women and how they feel when talking about abortion, but there is inherent lack of focus and attention on the unborn babies. So what we are fundamentally trying to do is to protect the unborn human babies and give them a voice. And so I leave you, City Council, with a question. Are you willing to be the voice for the unborn human babies? Are you willing to give these babies the chance of life that they deserve? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor of Baldwin Park. Good evening, City Council and City staff and all residents of Baldwin Park here present. My name is Beatriz Cardenas. I'm currently running for Congress in the 27th District. It's not in the city, but I'm not here for that reason. It was brought to my attention that there would be opening a Planned Parenthood location here in the city of Baldwin Park. I actually used to live in Baldwin Park many years ago, so this hit a sore spot for me because I still drive by the freeway, I still see it as my home. Now, I was given a list of talking points that I should refer to, but I'm not going to do that. Because in the opening prayer, the gentleman who led the prayer prayed to God with all of us present to ask for God's wisdom and to ask for us and for you guys to act with righteousness. Now, I know that a lot of you have been led to believe that an abortion or Planned Parenthood provides health care. And I'm here to tell you that as much as we'd like to believe that, that's not the case. I mean, I see the reactions in your faces. I know this is not what you guys want to hear. The reluctance of the translator, it's obvious. But as you can see, the support for this measure for you guys to oppose Planned Parenthood is great. You can see it in present. These are your people. These are the people that you guys were elected to serve and to represent. And this is a very uncomfortable topic. I understand that. A lot of us have been exposed to these images on Facebook while we're scrolling images of dead babies. We don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's a very uncomfortable topic for me to touch. I mean, I have 3 children. I should be at home feeding them dinner. But there are children who can't speak because they're not born yet. And I decided to lend them my voice today to plead with you to please prevent Planned Parenthood from opening a location here. We cannot sleep comfortably in our homes, in our beds. And we sleep safe because we have these police officers in every city that we live in. We know nobody's going to break in and mutilate us or cut us or kill us or shoot us while we're asleep. There are babies who don't have that luxury, and they're in the safety of their mother's womb. And they come, and somebody will come and take their life. And even though you can't hear them, they will be crying. So I ask you all to remember, while you feel safe, there are children out there that are being killed. They are alive. And let's remember God's greatest commandment, thou shalt not kill. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Marquez, and I am a resident here at Baldwin Park, and I am against the building of Planned Parenthood, or actually it being approved by you, gentlemen and ladies. Ms. Garcia, can I please have your attention? We here at Baldwin Park are against it because it is against what we believe. I am a coordinator here at St. John the Baptist, and I minister to young teenagers from the age of 12 or even younger, all the way to 18 and past 18 years old. It's a little difficult to speak to you because you guys are leaders, and you guys are supposed to be leaders. And actually, I've probably led your children or have been with them in high school, and minister to them and help them experience Jesus. Mr. Pacheco and Ms. Avila, your children, actually. I minister to teenagers, and the reason why I minister to teenagers is because I love life, and teenagers love life, and teenagers of this generation actually are not loving life as much as they should. There is a percentage that has gone up 40%, the depression and anxiety. And if 40% of anxiety and depression has gone up with this decision of teenagers making of going to a Planned Parenthood and getting an abortion, what will lead then? If they're having trouble with other decisions in their life, just schoolwork, or even other stressors like relationships, and they can't even get past a boyfriend leaving them or a girlfriend leaving them, then what will happen when they have the conscience of them terminating a life? What will they do then? Suicide? We want suicide to go up, the percentage of suicide. We want our community to diminish. We should not be destroying our community. We should be building our community. We should not be destroying the future of these teenagers. We should be building the future of these teenagers. We should be giving them an opportunity. The space that is there could be turned into something else. The space that is there could be turned into an opportunity for a teenager who has a future in a business or in any business that they would like to open. Planned Parenthood will ruin our community. We should think about these numbers, anxiety and depression being increased by 40%. And if these teenagers can't even make a decision to wipe their own butt or learn how to wipe their own butt now, this generation that's out here, then the decision to make a decision to kill or terminate a life is going to also kill them. And me as a minister, I've been ministering to them, and to tell you the truth, you can hear it in my voice. It's difficult to minister to them when they can't even deal with a breakup. And to deal with an anxiety or depression of them killing somebody else, it's not only going to hurt me, but it's going to hurt them.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I can do this. Good evening, Mayor, and good evening, council members. My name is Dora Lugo, and I've lived in Baldwin Park for about 40 years now. I've worked for the Baldwin Park School District for about 30 years, and I was in special ed, and those kids are amazing, simply amazing. I'm a little upset. Of course, you know I'm opposed to Planned Parenthood. That's why I'm here. But I'm upset because Teresa and other ladies came in October because we knew this was coming up. At that time, not all of you, because all of you weren't here, said that you weren't aware of it. But I have the understanding that you all voted yes for it. And shame on you for doing that. Shame on you. I also have the understanding that it was a consultant who brought Planned Parenthood in, and that you approved it, and of course you voted yes for it. There was many issues that were brought up, and really, really good issues. But again, you have to think of the community. This is not good for the community at all. Planned Parenthood is evil. It is evil. But they do not just the horrible thing of abortion. They're exploiting our teenagers, and they're starting even younger, at 10 years old. If you haven't seen the book that Planned Parenthood has out, you should see it. It's perfectly normal. It's disgusting. I mean, we need to help our youth, and Planned Parenthood is not going to help our youth, okay? And we have the choice. Choose to do the right thing. Planned Parenthood is working, and I'm speaking as a Catholic, for the devil. And I'm working for God. That's it.
Thank you. Let me real quick just say for the outgoing person that just spoke right now, I don't know her name. Ms. Lujan? Lugo, Ms. Lugo, real quick, I just want to say this real quick, that The city council did not vote on it. No one here is permitted or allowed, and I'll cover that at the end so that with the record straight, that no council member has a right to vote on this project. And we'll talk about that at the end as well, so we clarify. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Irene, and 18 years ago, I was in a crisis pregnancy. I walked into that abortion clinic alone, afraid, scared. You see, I didn't need an abortion, I needed help. They told me to come in the back room, they put a gown on me, they moved me to another room, they laid me on a narrow, cold bed. And the assistant looked in my eyes and she goes, "Oh my gosh," she told the abortionist, "look at the fear in her eyes." The abortionist walked over to me and she said, "Is this your first abortion?" And I said, "Yes, it is." She goes, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal." The biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. Don't worry, not a big deal. She then proceeded to insert laminaria into my cervix. She then gave me a shot in my stomach, and as soon as the chemicals went in, my daughter started kicking, twisting, punching. She was fighting for her life. You see, I was 6 months pregnant when I decided to end my daughter's life. I was in crisis. I didn't need abortion, but I bought their lies. Abortion is not a quick fix. It is a lifetime of consequences. After that, they took me to the next room. They gave me something sweet to eat. They laid me on a gurney on the side. Now, multiple women were in this room, about 10, 15 of us. We were like sardines. Everybody silently on the side, crying. The tears were just coming down. And they told me to come back the next day because, you see, even though I was perfectly healthy and my daughter was perfectly healthy, abortion's completely legal. Late-term abortion is completely legal. I had it in Los Angeles. So they told me to come back the next day because the babies are so big, it's a multi-day procedure. So the next day, they would have to open my cervix, take the baby out piece by piece. Well, instead of that, as soon as they let me go, I went to a local labor and delivery hospital. I tried to save my baby's life. I need water.
Get one of the waters here, please.
I'm sorry. I tried to save my baby's life. The doctor there told me that the healthy heartbeat we heard over the monitor would be fine. But he consulted a specialist, and the specialist came, and they said that there was nothing I could do about it, that the chemicals they gave me would deteriorate my daughter's heart. So they encouraged me to go back to the abortion clinic because it's easier to take her out piece by piece than it was to have her whole. Well, I was absolutely horrified about my experience. I couldn't go back to that abortion clinic. So I stood at the hospital the next day. After 6 hours of labor, I gave birth to a beautiful, beautiful yet lifeless daughter named Lenore. She looked just like a baby. I held her, I wrapped her up like you do newborn babies. I was crying. I just said, "I'm so sorry. Mom just needed help. Mom just needed help." You see, Planned Parenthood preys on vulnerable women. They specifically prey on women of color. They strategically locate themselves in cities where minority neighborhoods are. You see them? You see my daughter? This is what you will condemn your community to if you allow Planned Parenthood in. Abortion is not health care. Women do not need abortion. We need resources. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening.
Hello, City Council members. My name is Catherine Contreras, and I've been a sidewalk advocate for almost a decade. I've witnessed women and teenage girls going in. I've witnessed them reluctantly walking in. I've witnessed them crying as they're walking in. I've witnessed them walking in happily. And then I've also witnessed them crying as they're walking out. I've witnessed males being removed from abortion facilities and crying on their knees on the sidewalk because they know what is about to happen to their baby child, their baby boy or their baby girl. You're bringing destruction to Baldwin Park. It's a beautiful city, and you're bringing this. They are being harmed. I'm not comfortable with public speaking, but here we have to do this because you're proposing to bring this corruption into your beautiful city. We don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. They are corrupt, they kill innocent baby humans, and they harm and deceive women. Planned Parenthood has been caught shielding child predators, pimps, and sex traffickers, lying about what services they provide, deceiving government officials, defying state and federal laws, and submitting fraudulent Medicaid claims. We understand that some of you may support Planned Parenthood and think that they are a good organization. And as you have heard tonight from constituents and citizens from the surrounding neighborhoods, we don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Baldwin Park deserves better than Planned Parenthood. The citizens of Baldwin Park deserve Planned Parenthood. You see youth out here holding banners. They don't need Planned Parenthood. If you care about the citizens of Baldwin Park, which you have been elected to do, provide something useful for them. Provide housing, provide some type of care for the citizens of Baldwin Park, but don't bring in an organization that covers up for sex traffickers, that covers up for child predators. It is a proven fact that they are doing this, and you're bringing this organization into your city. You are elected to protect the citizens of Baldwin Park. The children are at risk. Please, council members, do your job and protect the citizens of Baldwin Park, because the citizens of Baldwin Park will also do their job and not support your reelection, and be sharing with everyone that they know and continuing to be outside of abortion facilities and spreading the word that the Baldwin Park City Council did not protect the children of Baldwin Park, but they brought in this corrupt organization of Planned Parenthood. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, Mayor Lozano, council members, and the great men and women who serve this city, Baldwin Park. Good evening. My name is Noreen, and I grew up in Baldwin Park. I attended school here, but then I left, went to school, came back, and I've been teaching here for 35 years at St. John the Baptist. My fear is that our community needs to redirect its resources and look to the families. The people here tonight probably have great communications with their children, a great relationship in that they can communicate with their children. But what about those children that do not have a family support system? The young women who will be going to Planned Parenthood looking for help, and then given the resources of an abortion, and then having to live with the consequences and not having the support system to help them. I have one child, and that was a gift. And I remember when he was 11, the doctor, because I went with him wherever he went, asked me to leave the room. And I reminded that doctor that I was the primary educator, and she said, "He is my patient." I reminded her, "I pay your premiums and the co-payment," and she said, "He is my patient." Because of the relationship I had with my son, he said to the doctor, "Whatever you have to say to me, I can say in front of my mother." And in her complicated way, she asked my son a question, and he said yes. And so I looked at my son and I said, "Son, she's asking you if you're sexually active." And the pall on his face was classic. That even today, as I teach a class for St. John's titled Safeguarding the Children, I'm teaching parents to have that communication with their children at an early age to protect them from child sexual predators and from people like Planned Parenthood, who are our brothers and sisters in the human race, who make choices that are not life-giving. So I ask you to look to our schools and our educators and look at what kind of resources can we give them. What can we do for the people of Baldwin Park to help them have a good, open communication, to protect them and help them achieve their lifelong goals, to be responsible citizens, good people raising up their children in this great country. And for those who don't believe in God, to be the best person that they can be. I believe in God, and I know that in every little thing I do, I try to push forward the kingdom of God so that as in the Our Father, let his will be done on earth as it is in heaven, there's a little bit of heaven right where I live. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Buenas tardes,
Buenas
señores
tardes.
y señoras. Mi nombre es María Carrillo y yo también he vivido muchos años aquí en Baldwin Park. Mis hijos estuvieron con esta maestra que está aquí en San Juan, también fueron a Bishop. Y ahora estoy muy agradecida con Dios porque tengo 7 nietecitos. Uno de mis hijos tiene 4 y otro tiene 3. Apenas nació la nena el lunes y no me puedo ni siquiera imaginar a uno de mis hijos haciendo esa terrible cosa, sacando a sus bebés de sus vientres. Entonces, por eso yo estoy aquí para suplicarles que tengan misericordia y piensen que esas clínicas son diabólicas. El demonio las está guiando porque no quiere terminar con la humanidad, tanto aquí físicamente como para que todos vayamos al infierno. Entonces, y todos tenemos la obligación de defenderlos. No importa si nosotros no lo estamos haciendo, pero si lo estamos aceptando, ya estamos en pecado. Entonces, yo les pido, por favor, que hagan lo posible porque esa clínica no se abra. Yo desde que supe, a pesar de que tengo el cuarto de mis hijos, hace 3 años tuvo un accidente terrible de motocicleta. Lo tengo en cama, sin hablar, sin moverse. Igual yo me doy el tiempo para venir a estar ahí, 1 hora, 4 días a la semana. Y lo voy a seguir haciendo. Y mis hijos me dicen, mamá, ¿no tienes miedo? Le digo, no, igual que la otra señora dijo, yo no tengo miedo. Si alguien llega y me mata con mi banner, gloria a Dios, porque al cielo voy. Entonces, por favor, les pido, les suplico, hagan lo posible porque esta clínica no se abra. Por favor, porque ahorita si es por algo que el mundo está tan terrible, es por el pecado del aborto. Y los sagrados corazones de Jesús y de María están muy lastimados por eso y están viviendo todavía el Calvario, lo que Jesucristo hizo por nosotros muriendo en la cruz del Calvario. Entonces, si en sus manos está, por amor de Dios, hagan algo. Pero yo les digo que a pesar de que estoy en esta situación, yo seguiré luchando y seguiré viniendo, se abra o no se abra, pero espero en Dios que no se abra.
Good evening, my name is Maria Carrillo, and I am a longtime resident. My children have been taught by the previous speaker. I have 7 children and beautiful grandchildren, one of whom has just been born, and could not imagine not having my grandbabies. It is a demonic clinic, the Planned Parenthood, and if we accept it, we are sinning by accepting it. I have my 4th child who was severely injured in a motorcycle accident and is immobile, left at home in bed. And I had to leave him to speak here tonight. My kids ask me whether I'm afraid to come in and speak and protest, and I say no because I am with God, and I'm going to heaven. And if it is in your hands, please do something. I will continue fighting and continue attending.
Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
Que Dios los bendiga.
Thank you. Thank you. Gracias.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
City Council, members of the community. My name is Ashley Alonso, and I come in behalf of Baldwin Park Football. So the coaches are basically trying to motivate and inspire the players to get their academic levels up. Their required is like a 2.0 GPA, but they're really striving for 3.0. The coaches are trying to get out to their, how would I call it? Their connections to different states, to like Sacramento City, to bring down scouts, to really pump the football players to do the best and push themselves and be able to at least get themselves into colleges for their passions and what they really love. They're trying to upgrade their divisions, trying to compete against higher football teams. And so to do so, they are trying to fundraise and to raise money for their transportations, for their gears. And so on August 24th, it's a Saturday, from 12 to 5, they will be having a car show. And I'm trying to promote this to anyone who would help. We would love and appreciate any and all donations. It could be like water bottles. You could bring your cars, motorcycles. I have flyers that I would love to give out to any of those who would accept. And I'm also a very nervous public speaker, so I don't really know what else to
No,
say.
that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. We'll go ahead and place that, the notation for the council members, and we'll even put it on the marquee. If someone could take your number, you go to the city clerk, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. All right, move along with public communication.
Buenas
Sí.
tardes a
Buenas
todos.
tardes.
Mi nombre es Marta Cruz y mi niña Miranda Cruz y Lindsay Cruz. Ella me hace una pregunta muy sencilla que me dice que por qué aquí en los Estados Unidos no se permite matar ningún animal, los dinosaurios, los delfines, muchas cosas del mar, y sí tienen permitido que maten a los niños, a los bebés. Es lo que ella me ha preguntado eso. Y yo lo único que le digo, mira, mija, yo tengo 16 años de casada y no he usado ningún anticonceptivo. Nos fuimos a preparar mi esposo y yo con el método Billings, y Dios me ha regalado 2 niñas y 2 que no pude lograr porque se me vinieron. Pero es lo que ella me dice, y la más chiquita me dice, ma, yo no quiero que maten a los bebés. Es lo que ella me dice, y yo es lo único que yo les puedo decir, y yo les digo a ustedes, y yo me pregunto, nosotros somos el ejemplo para los niños. Eso es todo. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Martha Cruz. I have my daughters Nancy and Miranda. My daughter asked me a simple question. She asked me why they allow, or why they don't allow anyone to, or others to kill animals in the United States, but why do they allow to kill babies? And I couldn't answer that, but I did tell her that I haven't used contraceptives. My husband and I have used the natural method, and I was blessed with 2 beautiful girls, and 2 of whom did not make it.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Heidi Tittman, and I'm an elementary school teacher. We don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Planned Parenthood performs abortions on young girls without their parents' knowledge. Planned Parenthood has a documented history of shielding child predators. We want to protect children in Baldwin Park, not expose them to this. We do not want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Thank you. My mom here in the front would like to say something. Can I bring
Sure,
the-
absolutely. You could take the mic over there.
microphone?
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, my name is Kate Tittman. I'm Heidi's mother. We don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Planned Parenthood is a corrupt, deceitful organization. It lies about what services it provides and defies state and federal laws. Planned Parenthood exaggerates its role in women's health care. In reality, it provides a narrow range of services to a tiny percentage of the population. We do not want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. And I will add one thing. I was conceived prior to my parents' marriage, and I am so grateful that they did not abort me.
Thank you. All righty. Good evening.
Good evening, council members and mayor. My name is Daniel Oropesa. I've been a homeowner in the city for well over 35 years. What Councilman Pacheco probably doesn't know is that I'm also a paramedic for the city of Los Angeles. And my whole career, I was assigned mostly to South Central and to East LA. And one of the things that I've experienced as a paramedic in the city of Los Angeles is that Planned Parenthood doesn't have a plan. When they botch an abortion, they call 911. And they call 911, and then those resources are not available for someone who needs a STEMI center or a trauma center or a stroke center because they're being tied up with a botched abortion. I've been on many of those instances, and we get there, we don't know anything about the call, and I've even had Planned Parenthood tell the fire department, don't use your sirens here because we don't want anybody to know that you're here. because they don't care about women's lives. Not only that, but I want to make the second point. The founder of Planned Parenthood, everybody knows, was a avowed racist. She's on the congressional record as saying that the children of Black and Hispanics were the weeds that needed to be pulled out. We don't want a racist organization in our city that would be equivalent to allowing the KKK to set up out here. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hello, City Council, Baldwin Park residents. How much money did you guys borrow to pay off your health care, your medical, or whatever you guys want to call it? Anybody answers, or do I got to guess? Ton of money, I hear. How are you going to pay that? Oh, I forgot. I know exactly how you're going to pay it. The young lady over here in the corner is going to look through all the loopholes she can find so you people can raise our taxes. You know, the Constitution says taxation without representation. You 5 people are dictators because you're telling us what we got to pay. That's not the way this country runs. I know you people think so, but it doesn't. I know you got a lot of judges on your side, lawyers. They study that stuff all the time. But in the long run, we pay it. I think a few of you may help pay it. But your children's after that, and maybe longer, you're going to be in debt for the rest of their lives. Why? Because you 5 dictators, exactly what I said, are going to pass it no matter if we complain or if we agree. And all these people out here that are Baldwin Park residents, next time you get your tax report, look at it. These people are joining the crowd. That guy, that young lady, that guy in the middle, that lady there, and that gentleman over there, and that lady over here. Especially the lawyer. He's the guy that finds these loopholes for you guys. That's why Upland, or wherever in the heck they work at, are checking into them. Because you know what? They spend our money like it grows on trees. You know what? You should go out in your backyard if you have an avocado tree, an orange, or everything. Look and see if money grows on trees. I'll tell you, it doesn't grow on trees. And you people keep passing these laws, these regulations, assets, another English word for taxes, and you people happily pass it. How long are you guys going to do this? The rest of your lives? I think so. You people don't care. You figure, okay, they tax us a little bit, and that's the rest of the city has to pay the rest. How much did you guys get to pay off your debt for your health and all that? The reason I repeat it is because I'll guarantee you, none of you have the gall enough to tell us. You know why? You figured we'll run it through the carpet and nobody will know. Well, I'm going to give you a guess. $60 million.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, Mayor and City Council. This is my first time being here.
All righty, go ahead. Is that working?
This is my first time being
All right,
here.
good
I
evening.
said hello to everyone.
Hello.
And I said, I came to, because I feel strongly about abortion, and I wanted to represent my church and my community, because I've lived here for 58 years in Baldwin Park since I've been 5 years old. And I love this city, and I feel like I just came to say something about the abortion, but I've heard this about the taxes. Pretty soon we won't be able to afford to live in our homes, but thank God I'm already on my way out, so I don't have to worry about it. For our children, they're not going to be able to just pass the house to them because the taxes will be so high we won't be able to afford it. But I didn't want to get off the subject. Our city, I feel, is already going downhill because I wasn't aware that there had already been voted for and accepted that there is going to be cannabis. So our city is already screwed because I don't see, what jobs are they talking about? What kind of people are going to be working for this cannabis? What, all these thousands of jobs that are going to be here for the city, I hope that any of your people don't work for them, or my children don't work for them. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Maria Gonzalez. I am part of the Baldwin Park Resident Advisory Committee, as well as the Rockabilly Mafia Dolls here in San Gabriel Valley. But I'm here because I would like to extend an invitation to save the date for November 2nd. We are part of the American Foundation of
American Foundation of Suicide Prevention.
Yeah, there you go. American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, and we're having a walk in Pasadena to fundraise for their to have free services for companies, organizations that can't pay to get information or training done for them about suicide. We would like to invite you, and maybe may have like a basket or something that you guys want to donate for the raffle to get our city involved with part of them. Because to me, it's very personal. I got involved with this company, in this organization, because I have two reasons. One, I lost my cousin. He was like my brother. He was only 27 when he decided to die by suicide. And I don't know if some of you may or may not know, one of my daughters is a survivor of an attempt, and my other daughter had intentions. So that really hit me hard, to the point that I went out to look for information. And my main goal is to get information out about suicide and not cover it up. Because a lot of people say, well, if we don't talk about it, it doesn't happen. It happens no matter what. So we want, if you guys want to support, we have two teams. My team is the Rockabilly one, the RMD, and my daughters have their own team, which is Companions of Hope. If you guys want to join that team, or just form a team for yourselves, we're looking for more walkers, more fundraising, as much as we can get. And I just opened that invitation to all of you.
Thank you very much. Are these the cards?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
As my mom said, my name is Connie Gonzalez. A lot of you know me since I was in high school, and I've come up here to talk to you about multiple things, from healthy eating and everything. My mom did mention that I was a suicide attemptee, and luckily I had the resources like my mom not to do it. That is why we would really, really appreciate if you guys could come out and support in any way possible. As my mom mentioned, it would be great if you guys could, even as a city, help us, even helping our teams just create a basket or something to create fundraising for this in any way possible. That would be great. And even spreading awareness. If you go on their website, there is, I know everybody's part of social media now, so there is, they have little logos and things like that for them to be able to, for you to put on your social media and to start the conversation, because like my mom mentioned, that part of the thing is being able to get rid of the stigma of mental health, including suicide. So it would be great if you guys could at least find a way to support.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Carmen Vargas. I'm a resident of Baldwin Park. I figured I'd take this opportunity to share my experience as a foster parent with Los Angeles County, a repeat foster parent to a 2-month-old and a 10-month-old born to a teenager, and encourage the community to become trained and open their homes to foster children in LA County. I will read a few statistics for the group to take into consideration. 30,000 children are currently in the foster care system in Los Angeles County. 1,400 children in foster care in LA are awaiting adopted families. 38% of all children in foster care in California reside in Los Angeles County. 29% of California children living in poverty are in Los Angeles County. Victims of child abuse are 42% more likely to be abused and neglected again in the foster care system. Nearly half of all children in foster care have learning disabilities or delays. Only 58% of young people in foster care graduate from high school. Only 3% graduate from college. Half of all young adults who age out of foster care end up homeless or incarcerated. Nearly 2,000 young adults 18 to 21 are enrolled in extended foster care in LA. Teen girls in foster care are 2.5 times more likely to become pregnant by 19. Half of young men aging out of foster care have become fathers compared to 90% of their peers who are not in foster care. 75% of young women in foster care report at least one pregnancy by 21, compared to 1/3 of their peers who are not in foster care. 87% of youth in juvenile justice system have learning disabilities. By grade 11, only 20% of students in foster care are proficient in English. 75% of students in foster care are performing below grade level. I say all this because I know the importance of the majority of this group, as I've been hearing, in caring about children. And I encourage all of you to train and, again, open your homes to the foster care community. It's highly needed, and it seems from the group that this group is about love and encouraging life. And again, I would encourage everyone to take that into consideration.
Thank you. All right.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Señor Ríos, todos están aquí. Una de las cosas que quiero traer aquí en esta sesión es que tenemos el Code Enforcer que está pasando ahorita, no está haciendo su trabajo en un modo, pero no es el modo que estaba antes, estaba mucho mejor. De cuando el mayor lo quitó de los policías, la cosa se está yendo para abajo. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Rios. Good evening to you all. One of the things I want to speak to you is on the way we have the code enforcement officer who is doing his job, but it's not in the same manner as he was doing it when he was employed under the police department.
No nomás uno, pero son varios, todos los que están ahorita, ¿ok? Una de las cosas, antes le podíamos llamar a los policías y ellos le decían a los de Code Enforcers que fueran a chequear, ¿ok? Y ahora ya no tenemos la comunicación que tiene antes. Go ahead.
I am referring to all of the code enforcement officers, not just one. We used to be able to call the police department and service those calls through them, and now we are unable to do that.
Otra de las cosas es que a mí me dieron un papel que dice que tengo junk en mi driveway, ¿ok? La cosa que todo lo que tengo allí lo uso para la comunidad. Si alguien se poncha o algo así, tengo un jack, tengo un air compressor, tengo lo que quieran allí, ¿ok? Tengo gas extra para las personas que se acaban el gas.
They gave me a paper stating that I have junk in my driveway, but I use all of the items for the community, like gas, compressors, jacks, tires, it's all for the community.
Y esa es una de las cosas que yo vine aquí al City Hall y hablé con el señor que tomó la foto y todo. Y lo que me dijeron es que pues es lo que están haciendo hoy en día. La cosa es que puede ir por toda la comunidad, no nomás en mi área, pero en otras áreas también. Está mucho más peor en otras partes.
And that is one thing that I spoke to the officer about. I came to City Hall, who took the picture, and they said that this is just the way they are doing things now. they're going around the city and not just to certain areas, but the areas that are neglected, they're not going there.
Otra de las cosas es que puse paneles para la electricidad con Southern California Edison y el final permit que tienen lo están deteniendo aquí en la ciudad porque dicen que tengo un patio que lo hice mal, que no tenía permisos. Ahí tengo el permiso en mi casa, se los voy a traer mañana y a ver si se puede arreglar eso. Ya va para un mes de lo que pasó esto.
Another thing is that I use panels for the electricity in my home, and the final permit is being held because they say I have an unpermitted patio, which I don't. I actually have the permit and will bring it tomorrow. It's been more than a month that I've been going through this.
La comunidad que está ahorita aquí, que trajeron eso del Parenthood y todo, yo les doy mucho apoyo por lo que están haciendo. Go ahead.
The community that is here today for Planned Parenthood, I am in support of them for what they're doing.
Una de las cosas que debo mirar hoy en día, lo que está pasando, no nomás aquí en Baldwin Park, pero donde quiera que se vaya uno en todo el valle de San Gabriel, el valle de Imperial, el valle de Coachella, también están pasando esas cosas.
One thing I need to say is this is not just happening in Baldwin Park, it's happening in the entire valley, Inland Empire, Coachella, the other valleys.
Otra de las cosas es que vinieron los Teamsters, que les doy mucho apoyo. Yo fui Teamster toda mi vida. Ellos vienen a mirar a ver si pueden agarrar las cosas. If the lawyer wants to talk to the mayor, tell him to wait, okay?
Sorry, please forgive me. Go ahead.
The Teamsters came to ask for support to the city council, and they want to see what they can get. I've been a Teamster and
I've been a Teamster all my life.
All his life.
Y una de las cosas que ellos quieren agarrar, que si va a haber trabajos que sean por la Teamsters, que ellos van a soportar que haya beneficios, no nomás para ellos, para los Teamsters, pero para la comunidad.
They want to make sure that they get jobs through Teamsters so that they have good benefits and that it's beneficial for the community.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello to you all. My name is Rose Calzada. I've been a resident here for 47 years. All my 4 children came to the schools here and were raised here. I worked at a school myself, and after 35 years in the same school, I was able to retire. And during the last few years that I worked at a library. So I saw the material that came in and out of that library, and I loved it. Most of the material was geared for children. Times do change, and they have. I am against Planned Parenthood coming into this community. I have lived here, I have seen the downside of it, and I have seen how it's been cleaned up and grown. But we mustn't. I am really outraged if you, Mayor, and the council people here allow Planned Parenthood to infiltrate and to come into this community it is a beautiful community and has been clean about this community for a long time. So I am worried about our children, not only like the gentleman that spoke about the teenagers. I do worry about them because this is very heavy on them, and that's a choice they shouldn't have to be making. So please, and we can always use other things for that building. We have been protesting on the corner with groups who are concerned about this Planned Parenthood. And so we could use that building for something more beneficial to Baldwin Park, such as maybe housing, affordable housing. I'm talking about things that we really, really need. There are pregnancy centers, like that young lady said. She went in for help at the Planned Parenthood, and all they did was mutilate her. So what I am saying is we need other things that would be beneficial to the city of Baldwin Park. I thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
My name is Charles Sances.
Yes, sir.
I'm a citizen of San Gabriel. We're the city with a mission, and I noticed you're the hub of the San Gabriel Valley.
Right.
Very important being the hub because you affect all of us around you. Right now, there are at least 5 Planned Parenthoods within 8 miles of the city with a hub. 2 miles away in Alhambra, 4 miles away in El Monte, 2 in Pasadena, 6 miles away, and 1 more in Whittier, 8 miles away. That's plenty for around here. We don't need any more. Appreciate it if you would just consider sending them away because they don't belong here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. On behalf of the Salcido family, my mother, Maria Guadalupe Pinedo Salcido, the surviving wife of my father, Manuel Salcido, would like to thank the city for the gesture and for the tree planting up and coming. And we're just very honored and want to just let everybody know that everybody's welcome to that day. And we want to let everybody celebrate the life of my father, who did do quite a bit. And we want to thank you for recognizing him. And I have one of his great-granddaughters here that would like to say thank you, really.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Just a moment.
Absolutely.
Okay, she said yeah, now she said no. That's Ruth, my granddaughter, Mr. Salcido's great-granddaughter, Ruth Salcido, and she wanted to say thank you. She'll say it later. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Looking forward, we'll set it up. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, council members. My name is Mark Padilla. It sounds as though after we're finished this evening and you get the final remarks, that you're going to say that you don't have the power to stop Planned Parenthood from coming here. But I think otherwise. When I started to get into this battle, this pro-life battle, I thought to myself, how did the generation before allow abortion? See, here in America, we kill babies. Can we say it any simpler? Science is on our side. Yes, you have many Catholics here, many Christians here, many people of faith. But life starts at conception. You can't find a doctor that will say otherwise. So simply stated, we kill babies. What is my our posterity going to say 100 years from now? Are they going to say, how come they didn't stop it? Just as we say, how come slavery wasn't stopped? Why didn't anyone stand up to Hitler and stop the horrible atrocities he did? If you think it's any different, you're sadly mistaken. You have an opportunity as leaders of this community to put a halt to this, at least in your beautiful city. We certainly hope you have the courage to do so. And we realize the influence Planned Parenthood has. You know, as a teacher, I teach 6th and 7th and 8th graders. I can't give a child an aspirin. Can't do it. Yet, I could take a woman, a girl, young girl, any age, 12 years old, 10 years old, to go get an abortion. That's horrific. We live in a backwards world right now, and you can start to put it, at least in this community, facing in the correct direction. Please do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name is Gilbert Tarin, and I'm here for the same reason as most of these people are. But also back my brothers from the union. I'm also a Teamster, retired. But I'm here to let you know, I've been here since 1963. I've seen this city grow from 30,000 and odd to what it is now. It's been a good city. It's been a beautiful city. If you let this happen, you're screwing it up. Because we have plenty of places where we can put some businesses. There's one place in Baldwin Park Boulevard and Francisquito that has been there empty for years, and nothing's been done about it. It looks bad. Why bring something like the Planned Parenthood to this city? We need businesses, yes, but we do not need a baby-killing machine in this city. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Antonio Hernandez. I'd like to say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, Ave Maria Purísima, sin pecado fue concebida. I'm opposed to Planned Parenthood, but that's not the reason I wasn't going to plan standing up here to say anything about Planned Parenthood. I felt a little bit compelled to stand up today because I've been a union member all my life. I've been a member of the 1506, 42L, excuse me, and right now I'm a member of the ATU. And I'm just going to tell my brothers right now, my union brothers, you're courting the devil, man, okay, with this business. The marijuana business and the abortion business are diabolical. And the Teamsters, as a union brother, I'm telling you, you're courting the devil. And that's all I have to say. Good night.
All right, thank you very much. All right, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor, council members, Mario Maciel, Planning Commissioner. Just came here to show my support for all my brothers and sisters that are here opposing Planned Parenthood. I felt compelled to come up here and say to you guys that I come from a big family. I come from a family of eight boys, mom and dad, all of which are healthy and great kids. It's in my heart, and it weighs heavily that just in June, Mayor Lozano, you were there, Paul was there, and we were marching. We were marching for Christ in Baldwin Park. We were marching to end the violence in Baldwin Park, to end the killings in Baldwin Park. And from a Christian-based foundation that I have, I march with you guys in support of that. Bringing in Planned Parenthood is not the right decision. It's not. I hope it weighs heavily on your guys' heart like it's weighing on mine to make the right decision and vote against it, because we don't need it here in Baldwin Park. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. Moving along with public communication. Okay, seeing no further interest, I now declare the public communication closed. Well, first of all, I want to apologize to my colleagues that I was not at the closed session. I know that there's a meeting set, I believe, on the 23rd. Am I correct? On the 23rd to further discuss the cannabis part. But I just hope that Mr. Cortez, who mentioned $12 million was invested here, I'd like to see that paperwork, if we could submit that for us, if it's public access. For one, just want to make very clear. The city council has allowed, no other city has done this, allowed the cannabis groups a 1.5 year extension. And that was something that both the Vice Mayor, Monica Garcia, and I decided at the time to support, and we granted that, to allow everyone to extend it further from December of 2018 to March. Now, the whole concept was to allow them time so that they're able to get capital and then meet the criteria that's required by the city of Baldwin Park, and to this date it has not. Now, certainly we want to see jobs in the city of Baldwin Park, and that's very important. That's the key factor. But at the same time, understand that we on our behalf have gone above and beyond. No other city in the San Gabriel Valley, no other city in the city of Los Angeles has even done that. So I just want to make that very clear. And of course, I'm not going to get into the conversation because we'll discuss that on the 23rd. So I want to let everyone know that the city of Baldwin Park has overextended itself in that particular area. With reference to the Planned Parenthood, just want to, as a Catholic, I don't support the actual Planned Parenthood, and I want to make that very clear to everyone that's here. And at the same time, I want to also, because again, I respect every denomination in the city of Baldwin Park. And I'm also to let everyone know, I've got some nasty calls of individuals that, one, as an example, that said, no man should be able to control a woman's body. I left it as is. We are all entitled to our own opinions, and the conversation was not a very good conversation towards me. But the fact is that I would prefer something else being constructed in that particular area. So everyone is clear. A person could come in and buy any structure in the city of Baldwin Park and then apply for the permits. Now, the last time that I reported out, there was no movement whatsoever at this particular property. It was basically nothing was going on. I was thinking, okay, because of the protests and because people have opposed this particular business in Baldwin Park, that it wouldn't come to town. This past week, I inquired again, and there has been movement. I'm letting everyone know. They pulled permits to begin infrastructure or some type of construction in the interior of the actual structure itself. Now, the Constitution, just to let everyone know, allows that type of business to go at any city in the United States. And the gentleman that you mentioned, Alhambra, I mentioned, I think, El Monte, they went through the same thing, but they couldn't, the local municipal government could not prevent them from going in because, again, that type of business, cities are required to preserve a zone for that type of business, even though I personally, I know the council members here, make it very clear so that everyone knows, none of the council persons are able to vote on that particular business because it was a building that was built. It wasn't a major development for the city of Baldwin Park. So I want to make sure that everyone's clear in that area. So no one on the city council voted on that particular project because it did not come to the planning commission and it certainly did not come to the city council. Now, why Baldwin Park? That's what I ask myself. I mean, it seems like we always get dumped on with all kinds of different things. Of course, also the MRF that potentially may be built out in the on Arrow Highway that we've opposed and cost us millions of dollars and all kinds of other things. So it's important for everyone to be clear in that particular area. I would prefer to see something else. I don't know at this point what potentially will occur or whether the pressure that we're giving them from right here to City Hall to them, maybe they'll decide to sell. I don't know. Is that clear to everyone? Just want to make certain. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. But I don't want to see the clinic, just like you. What you shared over here, I regret my abortion. That made a major impact just having you here saying that you saw the baby kicking its arms and trying to survive. And these are very tough decisions, but at the same time also there's that other opinion that's out there as well. But I just want to I just want to set the record straight. And I know the council members will probably share their opinion, but this council did not have a say-so. And what's even more offensive to me, what's even more offensive that they did it right across the street from a church. And that's not right. That is definitely not right. And that to me is something negative that I cannot support because it's like right across the street from the church. Again, so at this point, I'll let the council members, Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. Yes.
Mayor, thank you. And I want to thank all those that came out today and expressed your opinion. I think it's important that the city council take into account everything that everyone has shared here. You know, I have a family. I have my wife and I have 2 daughters and a son. And my daughters, you know, 2 beautiful daughters. One is a vice principal at a Catholic school in Downey, currently seeking at Notre Dame her master's degree. The other one just graduated in psychology. And thank God, 2 beautiful daughters that God gave me. And, you know, thank God I allowed them to live. I allowed them to have an abortion. Could have had one, didn't chose that. I also have a son. He's about 8 years old today. And one thing that does concern me about the abortion clinics and in general, pediatrics overall, is that one thing that they kept telling my wife when she was having her baby was there's issues with you at your age having a baby. You're too old to have a baby. And they kept telling her this visit after visit about that, you know, the baby's gonna die, it's gonna have Down syndrome. And they continued to wanting to do more tests and more tests. And my wife and I, we talked about that. And we had decided that we don't think that was fair. We decided to go see another doctor, that we didn't think that this clinic and the pediatric care that they were giving us was fair. Because no matter what decision we was gonna make, we were gonna have that baby. So, you know, with that, I believe, you know, I'm pro-life. I believe that, you know, we have babies from the womb to the tomb. We support it. I believe in women's rights. When they're in the womb and then when they die, we support them 100%, but I don't think we start by doing abortion. There's definitely other alternatives than to have abortions. There's a lot of other things that we can look at, but it just seems like society continues to impose abortions on all of us, and I think that we need to start to speak out on doing other options, you know, that some of the you individuals spoke up here about. I think that, like a lot of you said, I agree with you. You know, I think it's genocide. I think they come here. Why Baldwin Park? You know, why not some other affluent city? Why do they park themselves here? You know, but unfortunately, the clinics, that was a former clinic. It's zoned for that. And they were able to buy the right to that zoning area and do a medical clinic. And unfortunately, abortion is still legal, so that goes along with it. Any medical center here can do those things. Now, what can we do to try to alleviate the issues that we have? I mean, I think a lot of you talked about affordable housing. We need family housing, family veterans housing. We need to have that, and we have some proposed projects. And I don't know, I think by these proposed projects that are coming forth, some of them can also move along Sterling Way and build projects in there, because we as a council have a right for housing. And maybe that's an option we should all look at, and the community should get more involved and say, hey, you know, maybe we should do housing there and move that facility out of Baldwin Park. And I don't know, it's something that I'll look at. I'll talk to my council colleagues. I think each of us on this issue, you know, there's a lot of issues that we agree on, a lot that we disagree on. I may not be in the same position with some of my other council colleagues, but I'll let them express what their views are. But I think we can work together to find a solution if we all continue to meet and discuss this issue. And if we have to meet with Planned Parenthood and let them know what our concerns are, you know, I'll do that, and I'll meet with all of you if you want to talk more about some of the issues with Planned Parenthood. So with that, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. And I think since real quick, and I'll kind of end here, since we are looking at the potential development, maybe offer to see if they're willing to sell.
I was
mean,
just going to offer that option.
Doesn't hurt asking. Of course, they know that we oppose it. And again, as I mentioned from the beginning, why Baldwin Park? I mean, and as a lot of you said here, I mean, we've improved this city. I mean, I've been here since '79. People that have been here probably 45, 50, 60 some odd years, and we've seen the city move together. And I think that could be a potential for us with the developers that are here this evening, is offer them to purchase off that property. I mean, It doesn't hurt to do that. So that's what we'll most likely end up doing.
Mayor?
All right. Yes, Councilman, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I was actually going to ask if we can look into purchasing that land from Planned Parenthood. But I just want you to know that Planned Parenthood did approach me, and they told me that they were coming in. They asked me how I felt about it. And I frankly told them, I said, and this is exactly the words that I used, you have a bad rap. You are considered a clinic where you do abortions, and that's all people see. And they tell me, they explain, they try to sell it to me and tell me, but we have a lot of great services for the community, for the low income. And I said, I understand that. If you would only provide those services for the low income, for those of us that can't afford insurance, that would be great. But the fact that you are doing abortions, I don't support you. If you can come here without that, then by all means, let's open your clinic and provide all the services necessary for our family. But being that you provide abortions, I cannot support you. And I can tell you right now, there's a convent across the street, there's a church across the street, and there's also St. John's down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, my community from St. John's will not agree. And they will come out and they will voice their opinion. So I thank you for coming out. I think we need to continue to unite and stay together and not allow them to come here, or at least not make it easy for them. And like the mayor said, maybe look into, see if we can purchase that property. And if we can't do that, well then goodbye Planned Parenthood. So I just want you to know that's where I stand.
Oh, yes. Vice Mayor Monica Garcia.
Thank you. Well, as the mayor stated, Planned Parenthood found a location in our community where that use is allowed. They're able to come in. So it's not coming to, like the mayor said, the city council. We haven't taken any decision, and it's not coming to the planning commission. And so, as I understand, even if we denied their use, they could probably sue us based on land use laws. And I think that's important for everybody to look at too. I understand the emotional piece of this, and I really do commend all of you for, feeling so strongly about this issue and for sharing your very personal stories. I do think that your heart is in the right place on these issues because it's very sincere from what you feel, what you feel compelled about, and I honor that and I respect that. I do also want to say that I do have a friend, and in fact somebody that worked in the mayor's office many years ago, and she went to Planned Parenthood. Took a cervical test and found out she had stage 4 cervical cancer, and she died. So I do want to acknowledge that, Planned Parenthood does provide other services. Had her cancer been caught earlier, she could have survived. So with that, I just wanted to provide some, information on the city process and what we can expect here in the city. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Vice
One
Mayor
more thing,
Monica.
Mayor.
Yes.
To the
yes,
Teamsters,
Council-
I'm sorry. I want you to know that we're still in conversations. I do agree with you. You will bring a lot of great jobs, but just so the community will know my stand. If I would have been a council member when all this was brought up, I would have not voted for cannabis. However, they are already here, and they
they're legal in the state and they're legal in Baldwin Park. So now that they're here, our goal is to make them successful. They're a business, so they will provide jobs for everybody with health insurance, with all of that. So we need to work with them. We need to see what we can do. So we will work on that, and let's see what we can do for the community as well, because if they're up and running, that means our community does well as well. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Councilmember Alejandra Avila. At this point, we'll go to Councilmember Paul Hernandez.
Thank you very much. Again, I think my colleagues have certainly stated the process and the circumstances in which, each and every one of us can take action in regards to Planned Parenthood. As Councilmember Garcia stated, yes, we both know of a mutual friend and colleague in the past that have certainly utilized some of their services. That said, I certainly, am very grateful for the thoughts and the comments that each of you have come and supported and shared with us. It's not easy, especially on such a divisive, issue that many of us have different opinions from time to time. So with that, I want to just say, at the very least, thank you for being here. And let me just by say that, I'm honored to hear these comments, but it certainly helps me as I move forward with my decisions in life, as you can imagine. But with that said, we'll move on to the other items with the Teamsters. Thank you guys for all, and women, for being here today. It's really appreciated to see, unions working collaboratively with organizations trying to build a new industry and so forth. My only thing on that piece would be I do hope that, you are aligning yourself with individuals and with organizations that will be able to provide those type of jobs and opportunities that you're fighting for. As Councilmember Alejandra said, we certainly are looking towards providing those opportunities for all new businesses, regardless of what that might be. And then, of course, to the individuals that came and talked about the suicide prevention, that resonates a lot with me. I certainly had a cousin that passed away on Christmas Eve because of suicide, and I had just seen him, a couple of days before, a few years back. So I understand, some of the challenges that individuals seek through, and that also goes down to our young men and women that are in high school and elementary. I had a friend who was a psychologist here in the Unified School District that shared with me some of the circumstances that young individuals are facing, and I, without a doubt, wholeheartedly, these young people, I'll say, or young adults, are living in a different time than when I did. I was a little bit more carefree, as you can imagine, whereas they are, they now have to deal with cyberbullying, social media pressures, and things of that nature that none of us had to deal with in the past. So for each of every one of you that came here and spoke, thank you, and thank you for coming to Baldwin Park.
All right. Thank you very much. Si se puede. All right. Okay, so at this point, council members, I'd like to go over go to consent calendars. And by the way, I just want to, before we get into this one, this is item 19 on this one, right? Or number 9. Where's number 9? Where's number 9? Where did I have it? Oh, here it is, right in front of me. Okay. So real quick on number 9, I just want to go ahead. Well, at this point, I'm going to add this to the agenda. There's going to be, okay, and I'm going to pull this. But at this
Mayor,
point,
can we take a 5-minute break? Do you mind?
well, let's just do it real quick. Let's do it real quick. Seriously.
Let's
go
knock
through.
it out.
Okay, so at this point, council members wishing to pull any items? No. 8 and 10. We don't say much. We're out of here quick. 8 and 10. Hold on. All right, so at this point, council members, go ahead and pass with the exception of item 8, 10, and 9. That's my motion.
Second.
Any objections? Seen so moved. Thank you very much. All right, so at this point, item A, which is consideration of exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA, with the Rome Development Corporation for a proposed project in downtown Baldwin Park phase. This requested by Councilmember Alejandra Avila.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I see that we're proposing the next phase of Rome. And I'm very concerned because we have been talking about affordable housing, transitional housing, bringing that type of opportunity here to our community. And I know Rome has a certain amount of affordable housing or what have you. However, I have requested presentation from Mars Place, for example. They've come and presented where they can have the wraparound services for those that are homeless. I am really looking into bringing that type of homes here, or even the veteran housing. I feel that that is more important than bringing the type of housing that we're proposing here. So I really would like more details when I asked for reports or presentations. When Mars Place came in, I feel like they just presented, but nothing else was done. Rome comes in, presents, and now here we are having it on the agenda. So I really am against these project number, well, actually, item 8 and 10, we can cover them together.
All righty. Okay.
Because I really would like to bring more like affordable housing, like Hollywood Homes or Mars Place here in our community, so it can benefit our homeless. Thank you.
All right.
Mayor, if I may?
Yes, Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco.
Thank you, Councilmember Paul.
Then I'll go over here.
Let me just state, I agree with you 100%, Councilwoman Avila. I think that in view of the presentation of housing that was done earlier, and in view of the number of residents that came out in previous meetings to talk about homeless and housing affordability in general, I think we need to just kind of have a separate meeting and talk more about how the housing programs that you talk about, the services for homeless, wraparound services, and how they can be a part of these ENAs that we're bringing on board, and talking to those housing developers to work with them more in that area. I think that the ENA is not a commitment at all. It's an opportunity to, excuse me, to work with the developers who do this housing programs and discuss with the community to develop the kind of program that's custom-made for our community and it fits the needs of our community. I really want to see a program that comes in and really meets the needs of residents of Baldwin Park. They always tend to be projects that come in and they're sort of regional, and it really benefits the community. So we really need to get down, look at the statistics of the needs of our members here in Baldwin Park, and how these developers that are coming in will be able to meet those needs. And if they can't, they don't get the, I'm sorry, what's after an ENA? It's a...
Exclusive negotiation agreement.
Okay. So from the ENA, you go to the exclusive, which binds you down a little bit more, but I really want to go into an ENA so that we can have a full discussion about the kind of housing programs we want. With that, thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
Also, I just
Yes.
wanted to add that maybe we can look into talking to Senator Rubio's office. I know she just got the San Gabriel Valley $5.6 million to alleviate the homeless. So if we can look into see what that entails and see how it can help us to provide this type of home for our community.
Absolutely. Our
All right.
former colleague, I'm sure, is willing to help us out.
All right. At this point, Councilmember Paul Hernandez.
Thank you. In regards to number 8, I'd actually ask the staff in Rome if you could just also consider the triangle piece of the land. I know that is something known by the school district,
Right.
but it makes absolutely no sense that the school district would not be able to at least be willing to either sell or transfer the asset back over to the city, because again, I can't imagine that a school district will be providing or developing anything on this piece of property, and they haven't done so for quite some time. So perhaps if we can just work with them, and I know we have one of our illustrious school board members here to help champion that moving forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right,
Also, if we
yes,
could
go ahead.
have them look into the Planned Parenthood area, the land,
Yeah,
maybe we can
absolutely.
put some type of affordable housing in that area.
That'd be great. Okay, so at this point, okay, so that you had something else to say. All right, so at this point, item 8, consideration of exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA, with the Rome Development Corporation for a proposed project in downtown Ballpark phase. So what is the motion? Is there a motion to move? Okay, motion to move. Is there a second?
Motion to move.
I'll second.
Okay, hold on. Okay, second. Excuse me, one more. So it was, okay, thank you. It was seconded by Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. At this point, I did hear that there was a dissent, and that was by Councilmember Alejandra Avila. So at this point, I will ask the city clerk to take roll call. It was motion and second by Vice Mayor Monica Garcia. Sorry about that. Yes, go ahead.
Councilman Pacheco?
Yes.
Councilman
Well, if
Hernandez?
you did,
Yes.
then take-
Councilman Avila?
I did motion it.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Lozano.
Yes. All right, the motion passes 4-1. All right, so at this point, item 10, which is the consideration of exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA, with the Olsen Urban Housing LLC for a proposed project in downtown Baldwin Park. So at this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass, to approve.
Second?
Yes. Oh, yes, hold on. Let's go back to item 8, number 9. Let me go back to 9, which is the consideration of exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA, with the RHF Foundation, Inc. for the proposed project downtown, which also is number 9 here, and I will submit this for the legal record as well.
And Mr. Mayor, does your motion include the modifications that have been added to item number 9 in front of the council today?
That is correct, legal counsel.
Thank you.
So I'll go ahead and motion, and is there a second for item 9? Second by Councilmember Paul Hernandez. Any objections? Seeing none, so moved. One objection?
Wait, I'm sorry, were you?
For item 8, 9. All right, that's fine. All right, at this point, we'll go over to item 10, which is a consideration of the exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA, with the Olsen Urban Housing LLC for a proposed project in the downtown Baldwin Park. A motion yes to pass.
I'll second that.
Second, okay. It was seconded by Vice Mayor Monica Garcia, and there was a no dissenting vote by Councilmember Alejandro Avila. So at this point, I will ask the honorable and distinguished City Clerk, Ms. Gina Ayala, to take roll call. She's going to call her teacher.
Councilman Pacheco,
No.
What was your vote? No? Okay. All right.
Councilman Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilman Avila, Mayor Pro Tem Garcia,
Yes.
and Mayor Lozano.
't the motion passes 3-2 for this exclusive negotiation agreement, ENA. All right, so at this point, we'll go over to, we're going to go over to item, Yeah, the successor agency. Let me see that. Okay, all right, so at this point, we have successor agencies to dissolve Community Development Commission of the City of Baldwin Park's warrants and demands. Also, number 2, SA2, successor agency to dissolve the Community Development Commission of the City of Baldwin Park Treasurer's Report, May 20, 2019. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve. Seconded by who? Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. Any objection? See none, so moved. All right, the next one we have is the public hearing, item 17, which is the joint update of the City of Baldwin Park and Baldwin Park Housing Authority citywide to see a schedule based on Consumer Price Index, CPI, and other adjustment. Okay, who's handling this?
If you have any
Rose Tam.
questions, Rose Tam is here if you'd like a report. This is an annual update to our fees. We look at the cost of living index and we adjust some of the fees. We've adjusted a very minor number of fees, up to 2% this year, even though the cost of living was exceeding 3%.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the report. At this point, I will open up the public hearing, so anyone wishing to speak on this item, those in favor? Opposed? See no interest, I now declare the public hearing closed. At this point, I'll go ahead and move for the joint update of the City of Baldwin Park and Baldwin Park Housing Authority citywide schedule. So that is my motion.
Second?
Any objections? See none, so move. Item 18, another public hearing, a request for consideration of the recommendation of approval from the Planning Commission to the City Council on the development plan to facilitate the construction of a new 4,118 square foot drive-through restaurant, a conditional use permit for the operations of a drive-through restaurant, Raising Cane, and tentative parcel map to subdivide an existing 9 acres lot, Target Center, into the 2 lot as follows: Parcel 1 and also Parcel 2, location 3100 Baldwin Park Boulevard, applicant Ruben Gonzalez, case number DP 18-85, TPM 1440, and CP 879. So at this point, I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing for anyone that wishes to speak on this in favor. Opposing? Seeing none, so move. At this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion. The staff recommends that the City Council hold a public hearing and adopt Resolution 2019-036, approving development and Plan 18-85, conditional use permit 879, and tentative parcel map 1440. That is my motion.
Second.
Second. Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, so move.
Mayor, I just have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the parcel map. This is, where kind of is this site at? I know it's at Target, near the Target.
So, yeah, that's
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Are they going to remove the corner restaurant?
No, there's the existing fast food restaurant that you see there is cut out, and so
Yeah.
they're just going to go towards Target down Francisquito there in that. Yes, so it's going to be basically between the Jack in the Box and the Target.
Oh, is that where the green dot is?
Just to the right of the green dot, correct?
They should have drawn it out or something, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Mike too, he said it's good food, so we'll have to bun. Yeah.
It's chicken strips, various types of chicken strips. It's very popular with the young crowd and, yeah, very, very popular place. They'll have lines and crowds out the
It's
door.
got, no, it's a cane.
Okay.
Raising Cane.
That's fine.
All right, so at this point, review the commission's applications and consideration of appointment, reappointments to fulfill the scheduled vacancies for housing, plan, and recreation. I'll only do one right now, let's bring it back. So we'll do the planning commission position, office number 4, to replace with Mr. Chris Gardunio. So that's my motion. Then we'll bring them back. Is there a second?
Second.
Any objections? Oh, we're replacing planning commission position, office number 4, to be replaced with Chris Carduno. Yeah, because those are open, okay. All right, so we'll bring him back, okay, that's my motion, it was seconded.
second.
Any objections? See none, so move. All right, so at this point, oh, we don't have anything else?
Chris, I'd like to
Sure, that's fine.
ask that I get a little more information on the affordable housing, Hollywood housing. I know, Ben, you've been working on that, but I really don't have much on where we're at with them coming, presenting. What are the steps we need to take to actually have these projects here, like Mars Place, Hollywood housing, all those type of housing projects that have the wraparound services, because I feel these projects need wraparound services to be able to help the members. So if you can give me more information on that for the next meeting.
At this point, let me just report that 99-cent store is doing somewhat, okay? Just to let everyone know. So I'll pass that on for next time. All right, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and open up the Housing Authority. At this point, I'd like to open up, consent calendar. We have the warrants, number 1, 2, the Treasury Report, and also 3, the joint update of the City Council of Baldwin Park and Housing Authority. So at this point, I will go ahead and move for the consent calendar. That is my motion. Second by Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. Any objections? See none, so move. At this point, I'd like to move for adjournment.
Second. Oh, hold on, Mayor. I just want to thank Rose Tam. I think you're doing a wonderful job, really working on our finances. And I just wanted to point that out, that you're a great person and dedicated here to this community. Real quick on our public works side, thanks a lot. You guys are doing a good job on the underpass. Keep putting that pressure on those guys there. And also, if you could continue working on other areas of public works that we own as a city, I think we have to be an example that we're going to clean up our part before we start to ask other community members. And also other agencies like the county and the state that own property in Baldwin Park, they need to do their share. Right, thank you. That's it.
Also, Mayor, I'd like to thank
Absolutely.
Parks and Recreation. They're doing an excellent job with the concerts in the
Yes,
park.
big
They are
time, big
amazing.
time.
The police department that's always there making a presence. All the staff here in City Hall, they're wonderful. Thank you. Sam, that Fraser Street is coming out beautiful. A lot of people have made comments. The parents coming into my school, they love the fact that now the lines are so clear. The other day I was driving and it was so much easier to stay away from the cyclist that was right next to me because, he's on his lane, I'm on my lane. It was wonderful. So it looks really nice. And I know you installed the audible cross signals.
Right.
I don't know if they're functioning yet, but I see the little device there. I know there's a few that you still need to do, but I think that's going to be great for when school starts. So again, thank you to the staff. Thank you for doing a great job.
All right, thank you very much for those well-noted words as well. All right, so at this point, we want to open up the Finance Authority. We have consent calendar items 1, the Treasury Report. At this point, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. Any objections? Seeing none, so move. So at this point, I'd like to move for adjournment.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. Any objections? Seeing none, so move. Viva Baldwin Park. Good evening.
Viva Baldwin.
The next meeting is the 23rd, Laura? I got to learn. The next meeting is on the 23rd?
Took like 100 years. Okay. Right, Moni, you know what?